Amazing grace, how sweet the sound
that saved a wretch
like me.
I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Was blind,
But now I see.
Went to church when I was younger, never really went to church all the time. Just on holidays, just Christmas and Easter really, and ended up going to church when I was in middle school with a group of friends. Some things had happened. Found out one of our youth pastors was sleeping with one of my friends. And from that point on, I started to doubt God. Why would something like this happen? Just really started to make my brain think in a different way other than God. I didn't understand it.
It was grace that taught my heart to fear.
And grace, my fear is relieved.
How precious did that grace appear
the hour
I first believed.
Years later, I got further away from God. I got involved into a music scene that's predominantly atheist. I got further. I got into drugs and alcohol. My grandpa passed away, and it flipped my world upside down. That was my dad. That was the person that had raised me. My dad left me at a young age, so my grandpa stepped in and took care of me and helped my mom a lot. From there on, it just got more into to fill that void of me losing my grandpa. I fell into relationship after relationship. I got more involved into drugs and alcohol, pretty much would drink every day of the week. My life completely fell apart. I was completely broken.
When we've been here
10,000 years, bright shining as the sun.
We've known
Most days.
to sing God's praise.
than when we first begun.
And it stayed that way till probably about last summer. That's when the Instagram phase started. And there was one girl, I think I started following her just because she has dogs. That was our mutual relationship. She just kind of followed me back, and then this relationship started where we would just kind of say things here and there on Instagram. Ended up adding each other on Facebook later on down the road and exchanged numbers. She was a follower of Jesus, and I became her friend even though I didn't really believe what she believed. And she would just be my friend. She didn't judge me for what I believed in. And then slowly but surely she started talking about God to me. At first, I didn't want to listen to her because it's not something I believed in. One day, we had a conversation, and she was like, saying stuff about how God loves me, and I felt someone poking at me. Her church has an app, and she was like, just listen to it one night. I gave it a listen. Something started changing, and I decided to start listening to it a lot more. Every day I would journal, every day I'd listen to a different sermon, and eventually came upon a sermon that was called The Cross, and in my living room, I accepted Christ on August 29th, 2012. This is my story, but we all have a story, and today we're being baptized.
Amazing grace
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
that saved a wretch like me.
A wretch like me.
Like me.
I once was lost,
But now I'm found.
but now I'm found.
Was blind, but now I see.
I was blind, but now I see.